Hello, welcome to this 20-minute yoga practice, focusing on flexibility. So we'll start in a wide-legged child's pose, taking the knees wide, big toes to touch, reaching the arms away and lowering the forehead down to the mat, to a block or a blanket, and just feeling a stretch all along the spine. With each inhale, can you send the breath into the back of the body, expanding the chest? And exhale to release. Inhale, expanding the chest, breathing into the back body. Exhale, release. One more like this. Inhale. And exhale, release. Gently lifting the gaze and just walking the hands over to the left side, taking the right hand on top of the left, and then dropping the forehead all the way back down. Can you drop the right shoulder down? Just to feel the stretch all the way down that right side. Inhale, lifting the gaze and gently walking the hands all the way to the other side, left hand on top of the right, and bending down, stretching into that left side body. Releasing the hands back to center, shifting the weight forwards into the hands, bringing the knees so they're underneath the hips. We'll begin to shift the weight forwards into the wrists. And as you arch the spine, allowing the hips to sink all the way back to your child's pose. Inhale, rounding through the spine as you shift the weight forwards into the hands. And exhale, arching the spine, shifting all the way back to your child's pose. Continuing this fluid-like movement with the spine. Moving as quickly or as slowly as feels good in your body. And taking one more round of the spine before tucking the toes and lifting the hips high, downward facing dog, heels dropping down to the mat. Seeing if you can spread the fingers wide, planting all four corners of the palm into the mat. We'll take a big inhale, lifting the right leg up high for three-legged dog. And bending that right knee so the foot hangs heavy behind you, feeling that opening in the hip. And we'll draw some big circles with that right knee, taking 3 in this one direction, and then 3 in the opposite direction. Coming to find stillness, and then drawing the right knee into the chest, planting the foot down between the hands, dropping the back knee to the mat, releasing the back toes to find your low lunge position. Planting the left hand down to the mat or maybe to a block, reaching the right arm up high for a low lunge twist. See if you can take the gaze up to the fingertips and begin to draw some big circles with that top arm, coming forwards first and circling all the way back. And then pausing in the center, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee. This time we'll circle the arm back as you straighten both legs, drawing the forehead towards the shin, and then bending the front knee, coming back to your lunge, and the arm returns to center. Two more like this, circling the right arm back, straightening both legs for a pyramid variation, and then bending the front knee as the arm circles back up to the top. One more like this. And this time, as you circle the arm back, pausing in your pyramid variation, allowing the forehead to come to the shin. Your legs will be wide here, but feel free to shorten your stance if that feels better in your body. And then lifting the chest halfway, lengthening the spine, and taking an exhale to fold. Maybe you go a little deeper. And then lifting the gaze to the top of the mat, shifting the weight forwards into that front leg, coming up to the fingertips and seeing if you can lengthen the left leg behind for a half split variation. Maybe even taking the right hand behind the right calf if you want to test your balance. And gently releasing the left foot down to meet the right, bringing the hands to the shins, one long spine halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Soft bend into the knees, reaching all the way up to standing, arms above the head. And exhale, sealing the hands down to heart center as you begin to tip all the way down to your forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, stepping back to find your downward facing dog. Taking 4 deep breaths here. We'll shift the weight into the right foot, lifting the left leg up high this time for three-legged dog, bending the left knee and allowing the foot to hang heavy behind, opening in the hip. We'll take those big circles with the knee, just round in whichever direction you're drawn to first. And reversing the circle in the opposite direction. Coming back to stillness. Before drawing the left knee in towards the chest, planting the foot down between the hands, dropping the back knee, releasing the back toes for your low lunge. Right hand down to the mat, lifting the left arm up high for a low lunge twist. Gazing up to the top fingertips and begin to circle the arm forwards and back. Taking 2 more like this. And then tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee. We'll draw the circle this time, moving the arm back first as you begin to straighten both legs, drawing forehead towards the shin and softening the knee as you reach the arm forwards and coming back to your lunge twist. 2 more like this. And this time, As you circle the arm back, straightening both legs, just framing that front foot and taking a moment to pause in this pyramid variation. Shortening the stance of the legs is an option. Maybe hands onto the shins for some extra support. And then bending that front knee, taking the gaze forward as you release to our standing split, lifting the right leg up high, and maybe taking that left hand behind the left calf, just as a test to balance. And releasing the right foot down to meet the left, bringing the hands to the shins, one long spine halfway lift. And exhale to fold, soft bend into the knees as you roll up through the spine, reaching the arms up to the sky. And exhale, releasing forwards to your forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, one long spine. And exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. Taking 4 deep breaths to pause. And drawing the right knee towards the right wrist, finding that backward 7 with the front leg, releasing the left leg out long for your pigeon, and just reaching the arms behind you. Maybe you can grab the edges of the mat and giving them a gentle pull to help you lift in the chest, lift slightly in the gaze, before releasing all the way down, coming to fold. Maybe just onto the fingertips, maybe the forearms, or maybe you reach the arms out long, drawing the chest down to the mat. Finding a place to hold for your pigeon pose. Gently walking the fingertips in towards you to lift up from your pigeon, sitting back onto that right hip, so you can extend the legs out long to the corners of the mat, finding a wide-legged position. We'll take the right arm down beside the right leg and reaching up and over with the left arm for a side stretch. Just thinking of flexing your toes in towards you. And then gently begin to soften that left arm forwards, then reaching away with the right, coming to stretch in the center, folding over, feeling the stretch deep into the inner thighs. And gently walking the hands in towards you to lift back up with the spine. We'll switch sides, taking the left arm on the inside of the left shin, reaching up and over with the right arm for a side stretch. And gently releasing the right arm forwards, rolling down to center, reaching the left arm ahead too, and coming to pause in this stretch in the middle. Maybe using each exhale as a tool to deepen your stretch a little further. And gently releasing back to center. Just taking the hands to the top of the mat and just guiding yourself into an all fours position. We'll draw the left knee to left wrist this time, finding our pigeon pose on the other side, reaching behind with the fingertips, maybe taking hold of the edges of the mat, giving them a gentle pull to lift in the chest. And taking your pigeon pose wherever you would like to fold over to hold for a few rounds of breath. Acknowledging the differences in each side of the body, where you may be holding a lot of tension. And gently walking the hands to lift the body back up, sitting back onto that left hip and just swinging both legs around to the front, drawing them together, flexing the toes up in towards you, reaching the arms up to the sky, and using your exhale, keeping one long spine as you reach all the way forwards. Keeping the spine long for a moment, just pausing where you feel like you may want to round the spine. Taking an inhale, and as you exhale, allowing yourself to melt all the way to the posture. Arms can come down beside the legs or maybe onto the shins, allowing the spine to round as you draw the forehead down. And gently lengthening the spine to release all the way back to center, and guiding yourself into a comfortable seated position. Hands can come down on the knees for a sense of grounding, closing down the eyes, enjoying a few moments of connection. The mind, the body, and the breath, all in sync together. Noticing how your body, all the muscles may feel different to the start of this 20-minute practice. Noticing if your mind has shifted at all. Enjoying a few moments of peace before going back into your day. We'll gently guide the palms together at heart center. I thank you for joining me here on your mat today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.